It's been a very interesting, potentially controversial week with U.S.-China relations. A few things have been going on, not the least of which starting with President Trump while he was in England giving a joint statement with the British Prime Minister saying that they're looking at proposals to take Bagram Air Force Base back in Afghanistan. This could be an interesting development. He's basically making the case that we don't take China, or we don't try to reinvade Afghanistan or anything like that, but we just want the Air Force Base specifically to counter China. Here's his comments on it. I'm just going to react to it.
We're going to leave Afghanistan, but we're going to leave it with strength and dignity. And we're going to keep Bagram, the big air base, one of the biggest air bases in the world. We gave it to them for nothing.
One of the biggest Air Force bases
we're trying to get it back, by the way. Okay, that could be a little breaking news. We're trying to get it back.
Touting, of course, in
because they need things from us. We want that base back. But one of the reasons we want the base is, as you know, it's an hour away from where China makes its nuclear weapons.
In talks with the
Bagram Air Base is located just north of Kabul, and certainly you remember these scenes from the Kabul airport. People chasing down airplanes after President Biden was withdrawing U.S. troops in 2021. A Pentagon report says $7 billion of...
Interesting. I did watch a very lengthy press conference from the Chinese Foreign Ministry about this. For their part, the Chinese basically said that they respect the Taliban's territorial integrity over Afghanistan. Again, not quite sure what's being said behind closed doors, or if the Chinese were even made aware of this. I thought this was an interesting question posed at a recent forum by the Foreign Ministry in China.
What kind of results?
Basically making the accusation that are we in a new powers game between the U.S. and China?
Next question, please.
I want to follow up Trump's statements about the Bagram Air Base. Do you think this U.S. approach, seeing Afghanistan as a military outpost against China, make this country once more the scene of...
Now, separately from this, China's defense minister, basically Pete Hegseth's equivalent, issues renewed statements to take over Taiwan as he opens the security forum within China. He calls for the restoration of China, to saying it is an integral part of the post-world international order. By post-war, I believe he means World War II. And the AP went on to cite that, Taiwan is a democracy of over 23 million people that has been governed separately from China since 1949. Now, throw in some additional actions within this pretty chaotic week. The U.S. and the U.K. did a joint, what I'm assuming is a freedom of navigation exercise through the Strait of Taiwan, between China and Taiwan. Beijing obviously calling it provocative. Perhaps the very most impactful news of just released today would be that, according to the Washington Post, just announced this morning, Trump is canceling a $400 million arms deal to Taiwan. Now, we can only lead into speculation as to why this would happen. Clearly, probably the defense industry isn't happy about this. There's a lot of people that strongly support Taiwan that aren't behind it. But one of the potential reasons is, at the same time, there's also a very large deal going on over the U.S. potentially taking ownership or majority ownership of TikTok, at least for its operations in the U.S. I think Oracle is pushing for a deal for that this week. So we'll see. I'm going to assume those two deals are not, at this point, not interrelated. It's just a little too coincidental that they would drop a $400 million military aid deal to Taiwan. So we'll continue to watch it, see what happens.